The dominant forces in this game, as Jay Billis was just talking about a few moments ago, the playmaking abilities of Shabazz Napier and Ryan Boatwright.
Well, Jay's exactly right. You know, when they jumped out to the 30-15 lead, I'm sitting right there courtside, Dan and I, and we cannot believe how Kentucky, no way, shape, or form, could guard them one-on-one. I thought that John Calipari made a great adjustment down 30-15 when he went to the zone defense to negate the driving ability of Boatwright and certainly of Napier. But also 2 fouls on Boatwright and 2 on Daniels took them out of their rhythm. Kentucky made a run. They got back. But ultimately, big play after big play by Napier. I thought the big three was when we were down 48-47. And I'll tell you guys a stat that blew me away. Not only the free throw line, and obviously that was a major, major dilemma. I mean, John Calipari's going to think about 4 for 12 in 2011 in the semifinal game, and this game 13 for 24. But the stat that blew me away, and I never anticipated or expected it, and I don't think you guys either did, is the rebound. They out-rebounded Kentucky by 1. And I'll tell you something else that I kept harping on. I couldn't believe it. I thought that Julius Randle, as talented and as so much ability to be in that beast mode and attack off the bounce, but I thought that when Daniels was playing him with 3 fouls, he's got to post him up and go to the block. And he did not play aggressive enough, especially he turned on the gear in the second half late. But in the first half, other than 1 minute at the end of the half, we didn't see him turn up the gears, and I thought he was a little too passive, and I think that come back to haunt them as well.
Randall only had 7 field goal attempts in the game. Guy who led the nation in double-doubles wound up with 10 points and 6 rebounds. Kemba Walker in 2011 led UConn to the national championship. That was when Shabazz Napier was a freshman. Now Napier bookends his career with the title. Very similar runs, 125 points, 30 rebounds, and 25 assists in NCAA tournament, and won the national championship. Both of those guys were able to put together spectacular leadership roles and dominant offensive performances in taking UConn to a national championship. Dick, I want to ask you about Kevin Ollie. You know, as a former coach, they always say, don't be the man that follows the man. Jim Calhoun put UConn on the map. People in other parts of the country didn't even know they had a basketball team before Calhoun got there. Now Ollie has successfully followed him. Why has he been able to do that so quickly?
Well, you know, number one, he grew up in the program. He understood what the program was about. He wasn't a foreigner who came in. He's been part of that program as a player, as then he was an assistant coach. He was there in 2011, so the adjustment for him was a little bit easier. But I think it's also his mentality, that toughness. I mean, Reese, you can't talk to anybody and not find a positive word about him that played with him in the NBA, whether it be a Reggie Miller, whether it be a Kevin Durant. They all rave about him. He's a player's coach. He's a guy that kids enjoy to play, and he's tough. I was talking to Jim Calhoun before the game, and Jim was telling us, Greg Anthony and I, he said, hey, don't think that this guy is not tough. He is as tough as can be about discipline, and I think he set the tone for Napier to really change attitude-wise, and you could see the embrace right in front of us, the embrace and the love that you could feel between both of them after the game. It was a great moment to feel that joy and jubilation. Kevin Ollie's stock. He made one major mistake, Reese. One major mistake. And you know, we're all entitled to make mistakes. He signed that long-term contract a little bit too early. He should have waited, baby, because the numbers would get bigger and bigger and bigger.